Hey everyone, I'm Tyler, I'm 20 years old, and I'm a theater technology major here at SUNY New Paltz. I'm in SUNY New Paltz's own McKenna Theater, and I'm going to teach you how to tie some knots. I'm going to be teaching you how to tie 5 knots today. The butterfly, the sheep shank, the bowline, the clove hitch with 2 half hitches, and the trucker's hitch. Here's what you'll need: a rope, and something to tie to. So we're going to start off with the butterfly. For this knot, you don't need anything but the rope. This knot's used to create a loop in your rope that won't come out no matter how hard you pull it.
Start by creating a loop somewhere in the middle of your rope. Then, grab the top of the loop with your other hand and twist upwards to create an 8. Now, take the top of the 8, pull it down, around, and back through the bottom of the 8, and pull. And that's the butterfly.
Now on to my personal favorite knot, the sheep shank. You also don't need anything to tie to on this knot because this is just used to shorten any length of rope.
For this knot, you start off by folding your rope into a Z like you see here, and then you squeeze the Z to meet with the rest of the rope like so. Now, you have to take the line running out of the right side and twist towards yourself to give you a loop. Now just feed the right hand bend in the Z through this hole you created and get your right thumb back in there so you don't lose it. And repeat for the left side, bending towards and feeding the left hand bend through your new loop. Now pull tight on both ends of the rope, and now your rope is shorter.
Now it's time for the bowline. The bowline creates a fixed loop in your rope. By fixed, I mean it won't come out no matter how hard you pull it.
You can remember how to tie this knot with a little story about a bunny and a tree. So first, you need to make a little loop in your rope to be your hole and your tree. Make sure the hole is in front of your tree. If the tree is in front of the hole, the knot won't work. So now that we have our hole in front of our tree, we get to meet the bunny, which is the end of your rope. So your hole and your tree is in your right hand, and the bunny is in the left. Now, the bunny comes out of the hole, around the back of the tree, and jumps back into the hole. Now, pull on the tree with your right hand and the other 3 parts with your left hand. And now you have your bowline.
Now it's time for the clove hitch with 2 half hitches. The clove hitch with 2 half hitches is typically used to terminate a rope to a structure or an object. Terminate is a fancy word for secure or tie off to.
Take your rope and throw the end over the pipe. Now grab the end and come around the pipe again, crossing over the first part of the line to make an X. Now come around again, but this time the end of your rope is going to come underneath the center of the X. And that's your clove hitch, but we're not done yet. Now it's time for our 2 half hitches, which will really lock this knot into place. You just take the tail and wrap around the live end. The live end is going to be the end with the weight on it, and back under the tail. That's a half hitch. Now just do it again, making sure you're going in the same direction as the first half hitch. And now your rope is terminated.
And last but certainly not least is the trucker's hitch. The trucker's hitch is used to tie 2 things together.
For this knot, you start off by tying a clove hitch with 2 half hitches to your first object. Now we need to tie the little slip knot between the 2 of the objects. You do this by thinking back to the 8 we made when we were tying the butterfly. Once you have this 8, you put your hand through the top of the 8 and grab the part of your rope that is headed away from your clove hitch and pull it back through, giving you a loop that will tighten and loosen as you need it to. Now that your rope is terminated and has the slip knot, you can bring the free end of your rope around your other pipe and back towards the slip knot. Now feed the end of your rope through the loop from your slip knot. And the last step is to tie 2 half hitches on the rope you just fed through the loop to lock it in place. Remember to make sure they loop around in the same direction. And that's the trucker's hitch.
So, that's all our knots. I hope you learned something, and if that wasn't enough of a challenge for you, try them blindfolded, or time yourself, or both. So, well, thanks for watching. See you later.
I quit. I'm done.